Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. And welcome to Funfold Friday. So we're going to take our Funfold template that we made on Tuesday during Template Tuesday, and we're going to make a Valentine's card out of this. So here's our template that we made. So let's go ahead and get started. So before we get started though, if I could ask you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, why don't you do that? I would appreciate it if you did, because I would love to have you join us around here. So we're going to start with our card base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's just one single piece of paper. And then our next layer is going to be 5 1/4 by 4, and that's going to go down right there. So let's go ahead and get that put down. This is a pretty simple card. It doesn't take long at all for it to come together. So let's get this down, and we're just going to center this up best as we can. So just like that, and we'll give this a good push. Next layer is going to be, our card base is Flirty Flamingo, if I didn't say so. So our next layer is also Flirty Flamingo here. So we've got, this is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. And I've got a piece of pattern paper that goes here that is 3 1/2 by 3 1/4. So that'll be the next thing we get down. So this is the Endless Love paper pack. And this is going to be our last Valentine's card that's pink. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of tired of pink. And I hate to say that because I have all boys, and so my whole life is like boy things and no girl things. So this is the only time I get to use pink. But we've kind of run our course with the pink. So next week we're going to move on to some masculine cards, which is more, you know, my style. So let's go ahead and get this now put down onto our white layer here. So we're just going to center this up in the middle of our card. So kind of something like that. I'm looking for even edges here, as well as even top and bottom, or as even as I can get. Okay, so we're going to push that down. Next, we've got another piece of Flirty Flamingo, and this is 3 by 6 1/2, scored at 3 1/4. And I've got a piece of white that we're going to stamp on that goes inside. This is going to be 3 by 2 3/4. So we're going to stamp on that. We've got a piece for the outside for our sentiment that we're going to stamp on, and I just cut this out of the Stylish Shape dies. So that's just a banner. Next, we've got this piece. This is our cardstock number 3. So this is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. And it's going to go just directly across the middle of our card. So let's go ahead and get some glue onto this. And I'm just going to put this right here. So centered top to bottom, as best that I can, and we'll give that a good push. We're going to take our piece here that we cut and scored. I'm just going to give this a good burnish with my bone folder to kind of make that lay a little flatter if we can. We have a piece of pattern paper for the outside that is 3 by 2 3/4, and that's going to go on the outside of this. So we'll get this down. So I'm just going to center that up best that we can. And we'll give that a good press. You want to make sure it sticks and in the right spot. Okay, so that looks good. Now, we're going to put this on here, but we're going to do our stamping first so that we can put that piece of white on the inside. So these two pieces we're going to stamp on. We are going to do, on the outside, from this month's Paper Pumpkin stamp set I'm going to do just for you. And I chose that because I needed something small to fit within my banner here. On the inside, I'm going to use this retired set called Hearts of Elegance, and I'm going to use this Happy Valentine's Day. Again, I needed something small because we don't have a lot of paper here to work with. So, let's go ahead and get stamping. We are going to use Flirty Flamingo as our ink. So we will ink up our front sentiment. And I'm going to line this up on the glass mat so that if I can get it right side up. Okay, so we can hopefully start with it straight, or as straight as possible. And then I'll get this put down just hopefully as centered as possible. I'm going to give that a couple seconds for the ink to transfer to the paper. And then we've got that, so that worked out well. And then on the inside, we'll go ahead and ink up our Happy Valentine's Day. Again, I'm going to straighten this up here, line that up so it's straight. And we're going to put this down, give that a couple seconds to transfer. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to put the ink away. Before we have any ink disasters for today, I'm going to check my hands because when I'm working with white, I inevitably always get it on me and on everything else. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this down inside of our little folded piece here. Okay, so you need to make sure that this opens to the, that the crease is on the left, on the right, sorry, on the right. Not on the left, but on the right-hand side. See, look, I still got ink on. Oh, my goodness. I even checked. Ugh, the ink gods hate me. All right, we'll take our sand eraser and we'll get rid of this real quick. Oh, my goodness. No matter how hard I try, I just cannot keep it off the white paper. That's okay. We can take care of it, right? Because we have our trusty sand eraser that we can just remove that. And there we go. But I messed this up because I wiggled it in my... Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. I think that is gone. Okay, so that was a disaster averted. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this onto the front. So I'm going to put glue on the back here. Oops. Now, I want to make sure I put this down right. So I want to make sure, A, that my fold is on the right and that it's right side up and not upside down, because that wouldn't be good. So let's go ahead and center this up on top of here. So I'm looking for even edges around both sides and top and bottom. Okay, we'll give that a good press. Okay, so there's that. And then our sentiment piece here for the outside, we're going to pop on some dimensionals. So I'll go ahead and get these on here. I'm just going to use 3. And we'll take the backs off here. Okay. And we'll put this on centered right across the front. And there's that. Okay, last thing we need is some bling. So I've got our pink sequins here. I think for this one, we are going to use, let's see, what should we use here? We could use the white ones or we could use the pink ones. Let's use the pink ones. So I'm going to take a big one and put down here, oops, a little one right here, and another little one over here. And there we have our cards. So not hard at all. Came together really quickly. Okay, so let's take a look at the other ones that I've made. So I used the same sentiments on all of these because it's so hard to find ones that are little that I needed for this. So here's this color scheme. And all of these papers came out of this same paper pack. So we did one in all pretty in pink. And then this one is some cherry cobbler with some flirty flamingo. And this one is flirty flamingo all the way around. So flirty flamingo and poppy parade actually on the back of this one. So there are our cards for today. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will be back with Paper Pumpkin is next in line. So I will see you all then. Have a crafty evening. Bye.